the regulations that you have to comply with to make a car, you could have a room full of phone books. That's how big the regulations are. And if you don't comply with all of those, you can't sell the car. And if we don't comply with all the regulations for rockets or for Starlink, they shut us down. Now, once in a while, there'll be something that I disagree with. The reason I would disagree with it is because I think the regulation in that particular case, in that rare case, does not serve the public good, and therefore I think it is my obligation to object to a regulation that is meant to serve the public good but doesn't.
And honestly, the guy kind of seems like he's eggshell tiptoeing, you know what I mean? Like, because it's like the idea that there's that much.
The environmental regulations are, in my view, largely terrible and very much sort of permission-based as opposed to, you have to get permission in advance as opposed to, say, paying a penalty if you do something wrong, which I think would be much more effective to say, like, look, we're going to do this project. If something goes wrong, then we'll be forced to pay a penalty, but we do not need to go through a 3 or 4 year environmental approval process. So just changing things from, you have to get a permission in advance to you have to pay a penalty if you do something bad, I think would be profoundly effective for the advancement of large projects.
Understand that that's not okay. Like, and you understand, like, we're getting to these situations where people are creating positions, they're creating jobs, and they're just, they don't need to exist. Recognize that there should be a program for that. There's no, what are they doing? What are they measuring the property line with a fucking ruler or something? Like, I don't understand how it could take all this amount of time. All of the data, right? Whatever the project is, it's on a computer probably somewhere, right? Okay, now take that, and then now the fact that we already have Google Maps and shit, now you just bring that together, all of the little calculations and the bullshit that they're doing. Like, I can't imagine how it takes so long. What are they waiting for the Google Map images to update or something? That's unacceptable, dude. Like, even now, I'm still trying to keep a light mood on that one, but you can't, like, that can't be okay, guys. We can't have that. Like, I don't even think that the anal cavity thing works on that. You just gotta light that whole idea on fire. Burn that one.
Doing nothing to provoke the Biden administration, they held an electric vehicle summit at the White House and specifically refused to let Tesla attend. This was in the first 6 months of the administration. And we inquired, we literally make more electric cars than everyone else combined. Why are we not allowed? Why are you only letting Ford, GM, Chrysler, and UAW, and you're specifically disallowing us from the EV summit at the White House? We'd done nothing to provoke them. Then Biden went on to add insult to injury and publicly said that GM was leading the electric car revolution. This was in the same quarter that Tesla made 300,000 electric cars and GM made 26. Does that seem fair to you?
This hurt you personally.
It hurt the company too.
Now, for me, it's pretty fucking obvious why Elon Musk wasn't invited to the party, but it may not be so obvious for you. So instead of just giving it to you, I'm going to break down the possible scenarios and we can go through it that way. So we've got the Biden administration and then we've got the car manufacturers that aren't Tesla. So let's separate Biden from his administration because that's two different situations. So we've got Biden, right? Let's assume that maybe Biden decided that he was going to set up this EV thing and then he started collecting data on the car. Exactly. We can just stop there, right? Like the idea that this dude's holding up different things and making judgment calls and saying to go here or there and don't allow him, like he has some bias against him. And then the idea of Biden admin, who are they? Because they might be under his name, but that doesn't mean he owns them or anything, right? It's not like he's attached to them, right? Because before the presidency, they weren't, called Biden admin. And afterward, I'm thinking all these people have names, right? They're people and they work at jobs. And usually those jobs are under companies because it's not like he's employing them. So the whole scapegoat thing is kind of looking obviously, right? But for me, my opinion, I'm not sure if it's really an opinion, but let's call it an opinion, is that the whole politics thing here is a hierarchy of LARPing scapegoats, right? So, different levels and they're scapegoats. You know what a scapegoat is, right? We've had those forever. And they're pretending to hate each other. It's a pretty cool structure. So who would be controlling them? Well, the people with the money. Who are the people with the money? The industries. In this case, the industry leaders would be the car manufacturers. Now, people pay money to advertise, right? If I want to increase my business, I'll spend some money to manipulate situations. So you think to yourself, who would have the biggest bias against Tesla? Because he, like he said, it's unprovoked. Maybe he's lying. I don't know. And even if it was provoked, how would you provoke that? I don't know. But I'm thinking to myself, if I had a car manufacturing plant and I only manufactured 26 cars, and the dude over there just did 200,000 or something like that, that's pretty bad. Like, it's pretty shitty, dude. So it's like, it's not even enough just to get a good flashy ad out that gives you more attention. It's like you literally have to scrape, you got to knock this dude down some. So, you know, if the people with money, like GM and them, decided that they were going to use that money to try and, I don't know, take care of that shitty ass 26 car situation. And I don't know, the one person who sold more cars than all of them is the E-Man. I don't know. For me, in my opinion, it seems like maybe these car industries, the American car industries or whatever, kind of came together to beat up on Elon Musk so that way they could, steal some of his business. Or I guess it's not really, I don't know what the hell you would call it, but it's fucked, right? Why am I smiling? I don't know. It kind of does get funny at some point in time because it's like for other people, it may be a surprise, but for me, it's like, it's no surprise.